The 8th episode begins with the competition. The king enters the hall. Yoon and the king greet each other. The king then signals Jae to begin. Jae announces the start of the competition and reveals the theme, non-existing meat. This means the cooks must prepare a meat dish that no one has ever tasted before. The bell rings, and the competition begins. Yoon goes to her team, asks if they are ready, and says, "Let's do it." We notice that Yoon's hand is injured, but she is still prepared to compete. As the competition begins, everyone starts preparing their ingredients. The Ming chefs cut chicken in their unique style. Seeing this, everyone, including Yoon, is stunned. Then the Joseon chef starts cutting beef ribs. The Ming chefs ask Yefexiu to take the lead. Seeing her, Yoon says, "Oh, so she will be preparing food for the first round." Yoon watches carefully, trying to figure out what she is cooking. Yefexiu adds honey and sugar to water and then places the meat inside. Yoon realizes she is doing this to boil the meat properly. Meanwhile, Bai Long observes Yoon's team preparing beef ribs and thinks they are just serving boiled beef ribs. "I must have overestimated them." Yoon begins boiling the ribs and asks the junior cook to bring the chili powder she prepared. He replies that Cook Min has gone to fetch it. Suddenly, Cook Min comes running toward them, completely anxious. He announces that the red chili powder is missing, someone must have stolen it. The team panics. "What should we do now?" they ask. Yoon says, "We don't have time to waste. If we don't have chili pepper, we must cook something else." Kook-yeom asks, "What can we cook now?" Yoon thinks for a while and then decides on a dish. She sends one cook to get rice wine, tells Kook-yeom to heat a pan with meat fat, asks Cook Meng to chop vegetables, and instructs Jeom to bring out the meat. Soon, Cook Min brings the rice wine, and Yoon pours it into the boiling meat. Everyone is confused. What is she doing, adding rice wine to the meat? They wonder. As the aroma spreads, Bai Long asks, what is she trying to cook by adding rice wine to the meat? Judging from what she's doing, it must be a dish that has never been prepared before. Yefexiu whispers to Bai Long, "It doesn't matter. She will never win. I have her secret ingredient." She then shows him the chili powder. Meanwhile, Yoon is busy adding vegetables to the pot of meat and wine, then closes it. Kook-yeom asks how long it will take. Yoon replies, "About an hour." Cook Meng asks what they should name the dish. After thinking about the ingredients, Yoon names it rice wine bone ribs. In the next scene, the king wonders what Chef Yoon is doing. The ministers gossip among themselves, saying the Joseon cooks will lose in the first round. Yoon mocks them, saying Joseon cooks were never a match for Ming cooks. The king defends them, saying, "It's too early to decide. We cannot judge a dish by its aroma alone. Let's see what happens." Everyone admires the Ming cook's skills. Yoon asks Kook-yeom to boil cucumber, Cook Meng to prepare green leaves, and the rest of the team to keep working quickly as time runs out. Meanwhile, Yefexiu prepares a special oil by adding chili pepper, secretly obtained from Prince Jason. As it heats, the spicy aroma spreads everywhere, catching everyone's attention. Yoon grows suspicious, though she isn't sure if it is her missing chili powder. Then Wongli takes out a special wine, the pride of the Confucius family. Everyone is shocked to see such a rare liquor. The king tells Yoon, "Yefexiu is indeed a skilled cook, but I'm not sure if her dish is truly something no one has tasted before." Yoon laughs and says, "The liquor they are adding is very unique. No one else has ever tasted it. It belongs to the Confucius family, and Wongli is a direct descendant." Meanwhile, Yoon struggles to cook with her injured hand. The king looks worried, and Kook-yeom helps her. Yefexiu continues cooking confidently in her style, while Yoon begins pan-frying the boiled ribs. She pours wine onto the pan, causing flames to burst up. Everyone, including the king, is stunned and impressed. Yefexiu does the same, and Yoon laughs. Both women display their skills, glaring at each other in a cold rivalry. When their dishes are finished, they carefully decorate the plates. The competition time ends, and Jae announces everyone to stop. Both Yoon and Yefexiu present their dishes to the king and Yoon. Jae declares that the tasting ceremony will now begin. The king and Yoon will each write their scores out of 10 on paper, and the winner will be chosen based on points. First, they taste Yoon's dish. As they take a bite, both are amazed. The flavor is so vivid that they imagine themselves in a garden, surrounded by butterflies. Yukun's reaction is especially comical. After eating, the king asks Yun what the dish is. She replies, rice wine bone ribs, and explains the cooking process. Yukun praises the food, saying, the meat melts in the mouth like snow, and the aroma of rice wine is excellent. Even Prince Jason appreciates it. One of the ministers says, I can surely say even the Ming cooks cannot make such a dish. The king feels proud. Yukun agrees but adds, it is just braised short ribs. How can you claim this dish has never been prepared before? Yun replies, this dish has never been prepared before. This is the first time I've cooked it. 100 years from now, mothers in France will prepare this dish for their children. I thought my own mother would cook this for me if she were here, but now I cannot have that. The king becomes emotional at her words. Song Jae announces that it is now time to taste the Ming dish. Yukun asks, what kind of dish is it? Yefexiu replies, this is a dish I have prepared for the first time, using chicken and peanuts, accompanied with fine wine. I have named it Jaijong. Yun realizes this dish was first prepared during the Ming dynasty. So, was it actually invented by Yefexiu? She wonders. Then both the king and Yukun taste the food. The spicy flavor hits them as if they were standing beneath a volcano, and they enjoy it greatly. Yefexiu explains the procedure of how she prepared the dish. Yukun asks how she managed to create such a strong spicy flavor. Yefexiu replies that she made a special red oil which gives the food its heat, making it the first dish of its kind, something no one has ever tasted before. Yukun says, the red oil you have prepared will become the pride of Ming. It will introduce a flavor to the world that they have never known. Yun grows suspicious. She thinks, no matter how clever or skilled Yefexiu is, she could not have made that red oil without my chili powder. The king then asks Yukun, between the two dishes, which one do you prefer? Yukun replies, the dish prepared by Yefexiu is better than Chef Yun's. Yun's food is indeed excellent, but it is hard to believe that such a dish does not already exist in the world. Her story was too personal. I cannot give more points to Joseon. The king responds, but the dish prepared with rice wine has truly never been made before. Even so, I cannot give a higher score to the Ming cooks. Yukun smirks. Both the king and Yukun write their scores on paper. Their assistants fold the papers. Song Jae collects them and secretly peeks at Yukun's score, giving a hidden signal to the king that Yukun has given only 4 points. The king becomes nervous. Song Jae then switches the papers before handing them to the assistants. The assistants display the results. The king declares that the results of the first round will now be announced. Just as the announcement is about to be made, Yun interrupts and asks them to stop. She says, before the results are announced, I want to taste the Ming dish. I need to check something. Song Jae interrupts, saying only the king may taste the food. But the king defends Yun and asks what she wishes to check. Yun replies, I can only answer after tasting the dish. Yukun gets angry and refuses, saying he will not allow it. But Bai Long places the plate in front of Yun. Yukun yells, what the hell are you doing? Bai Long insists, for the honor of our country, let the chefs taste each other's food. The king then announces, since both sides wish to taste, as the king of Joseon, I will allow it. Yukun reluctantly agrees. Bai Long tastes Yun's dish and is impressed. Yun then tastes Yefexiu's food and confirms that the red oil contains her stolen chili powder. She asks Bai Long where they obtained the ingredient to make it. Bai Long calls Yefexiu forward and questions her. She replies that she got it legally from Joseon. Yun argues that chili powder was prepared by me and my team with great effort. It was the most important ingredient for the first round. Where did you get it? The king recalls that Yun once told him the chili powder would be her secret weapon for the competition. So, they made their red oil using our chili powder. But how did they get it? He wonders. Yukun says, we should announce the results first and discuss this matter later. The king replies, ingredients are a cook's greatest weapons. This is a serious matter. What if the same thing had happened to you? Would you ignore it? Bai Long confronts Yefexiu angrily. You have dishonored us and our country by stealing your opponent's ingredient. He yells. Bai Long apologizes and admits defeat on behalf of Ming. Yukun is furious, but the king calms him, saying, the first round has ended. No doubt your cooks are excellent, but at the very least you should have basic human decency. Yun asks Bai Long again how they obtained the ingredient. Bai Long says, the first round result has been decided. We lost, and begins to leave. But Yefexiu stops him. She says, let me prove that I obtained the chili powder legally. I did not steal it. She then points toward Prince Jason. I traded for this chili powder with him. He is the one who gave it to me. Everyone is shocked, even the king. The king asks, Uncle, did you really do this without my permission? Prince Jason laughs awkwardly, then apologizes. He says, I don't need your permission. I am in charge of the materials supplied to the royal kitchen. I personally inspect all ingredients to ensure the royal family's health. Recently, I noticed Chef Yun using an unknown red powder without inspection. I feared it might cause health problems, so I removed it. I had no idea it was her secret ingredient for the competition. If I had known, I would never have done it. I apologize. Yukon says, now that it is clear our chefs were not at fault, why not announce the results? Bai Long, however, tells Yefexiu to accept defeat. You are clearly at fault, he says. But Yun interrupts and apologizes too, admitting, it was my fault as well. I should have taken better care of the ingredient. I was careless. Bai Long says, regardless of the circumstances, we accept our defeat. The king then announces, after hearing both sides, I find that both have valid points. The ministers request him to make the final judgment. The king declares, this round is a tie. Yukon is furious. We clearly won this competition. He yells. The king replies, the results have not yet been announced. How can you say you clearly won? Very well, I will guarantee you this favor. The first round is declared a tie. The second round will commence tomorrow. And I warn you all, there must be no further issues with the ingredients. If, after 3 rounds, no winner is decided, Ming will be declared the overall winner. Yun thinks, so this is the favor they are getting, it has become even tougher for me. After the announcement, everyone leaves the hall. Yefexiu approaches Yun and apologizes, saying, today I learned a lot from you about how a cook should behave. Tomorrow, you will learn much too, as you will be competing with my uncle. Yun replies, I don't need to learn anything. I am already prepared, and I will make sure to win the next round. Later, we see Yun crying, regretting, and feeling challenged by Bai Long. The other cooks angrily shout, how could Prince Jason hand over our chili powder to them? This is unfair. Yun silences them and shifts focus to the next dish. She suggests laziji, a fried spicy duck. But without chili powder, they cannot prepare it. Cook Meng and Cook Eom suggest alternatives, but Yun rejects them. Instead, she declares, we will make Peking duck. In the 1970s, during the China U.S. summit, this dish helped ease tensions. It is an imperial Ming dish. Yukon must have tasted it before, and he will observe closely how we cook it. In the next scene, the Ming chefs gather. Bai Long praises the Joseon team, especially the royal head chef. They are excellent. We must be prepared for tomorrow. We must win. He then asks Wenli whether the ingredient for tomorrow is ready. Wenli nods, and the group stares at something covered with a cloth. Meanwhile, the Joseon ministers discuss the day's competition. Both chefs were extraordinary. Their dishes were remarkable, they say. Prince Jason laughs and admits, I completely messed up today. But it was entertaining and full of good food. Then, pointing to the sky, he says, the moon is bright tonight. Song-jae arrives and tells the prince that the king has summoned him. The scene shifts to the king, who is furious. How could you hand over such an important ingredient before the competition? He demands. Prince Jason bows and begs for forgiveness, saying he had no idea it was so important. The king asks, did you give them all of the chili powder? Jason replies, no, I only gave them some. The rest is still stored. The king orders Song-jae, retrieve the chili powder and hand it over to the royal head chef. We then see the Grand Queen learns that today's competition was a tie. If they fail to achieve results in all 3 rounds, the Ming chefs will be declared the winners. Her maid tells her that it is all because Prince Jason handed over the secret ingredient of the royal head chef to the Ming chefs. The other consorts begin gossiping, wondering why Prince Jason would do such a thing. Could there be a hidden agenda behind it? The queen becomes suspicious. In the next scene, we see consort Kongju with Cook Meng. She reminds him that in tomorrow's competition, he must make sure they lose. But the cook resists, saying that winning this competition can bring great profit to Joseon. Kang scoffs, asking since when cooks began taking interest in politics. She then mentions that she has heard about his mother living in a village. Shocked, the cook asks how she knew about his mother. Kang laughs with evil intentions. The scene shifts to the day of the competition. The chief royal secretary announces the theme for today's contest, Know and Change, which means the participants must prepare each other's traditional food. Yoon and her team get ready to cook, while on the other side, the Ming chefs reveal their secret ingredient. Everyone is stunned when Yoon proudly announces that it is the golden lotus. The king remarks that he has never seen such a large golden lotus. Bai Long begins preparing traditional Joseon food using it. Meanwhile, Yoon places the Peking duck into the furnace. Yoon mocks them, saying it is doubtful it will taste good. The king defends them, stating that if the royal head chef is preparing it, it cannot be ordinary. Cook Eom and Cook Meng worry the duck will burn, but Yoon explains that by roasting it slowly over a gentle flame, the fat will melt away, leaving crispy skin and tender meat. Both teams give their best efforts. When the ducks are roasted, it is time to cut them into thin, uniform slices so the aroma of the ingredients spreads evenly. We then see a flashback scene where all the cooks attempt to slice the duck evenly, but they fail miserably. Only Jiam manages to succeed. In the present, Yoon asks Cook Meng to cut the duck evenly. However, he is being forced to sabotage the competition. If he does not, his mother's life will be in danger. Kang maid watches him closely. Not wanting to ruin Yoon's chances, Meng deliberately cuts his own hand while slicing the duck. Everyone panics. Yoon mocks them again, saying they don't even have basic skills. With his injury as an excuse, Meng steps aside. The other cooks try, but all fail. Yoon attempts to cut, but her injured hand prevents her. Meng then asks Jiam to take over. We see a flashback. Meng once told Jiam that she would be the lead chopper for the competition. He promised to teach her until she was perfect, which is why he was always so strict with her. Yoon notices the wounds on Jiam's hands and confronts Meng, asking what is going on. Meng admits he is being forced to sabotage the competition but says he will withdraw himself instead. Yoon suspects consort Kang. Back in the present, Jiam slices the duck and peels the skin flawlessly. Yoon praises her. Both sides finish their dishes and prepare to serve. The king decides to taste Bai Long's dish first. After eating, everyone is impressed. They ask Bai Long about the dish, and he explains its preparation and meaning. The king, amazed, asks how Bai Long knows so much about Joseon cuisine and when he learned it. Bai Long then begins speaking in Korean, stunning everyone, including Yoon. Bai Long explains that while traveling the world in search of flavor, he once collapsed on the steps of a temple. A monk saved his life and gave him food. The taste was what he had been searching for. Bai Long begged the monk to teach him and became his student. He lived in Joseon for 5 years, learning their traditions, cuisine, and language. Yoon angrily asks why he never revealed that he knew Korean. Bai Long calmly replies, "You never asked." Both the king and Yoon praise his food. Yoon acknowledges his impressive story but firmly states that respect for him does not mean she will let him win easily. It is then Yoon's turn to present her dish. The king asks what she has prepared, and she replies, roasted Peking duck, a dish beloved by the Ming imperial family. She explains the cooking process. Yoon mocks again, but once the judges taste it, they are amazed. The flavor transports them into another realm, and their reactions are even humorous. Both the king and Yoon praise it highly. Yoon remarks that the crispy skin and tender meat create perfect harmony. The king asks about the source of the sweet flavor, and Yoon explains that it comes from cucumber. The king praises her method, saying he has never seen such a technique before. Yoon thanks them for their appreciation. Songja announces that the tasting has ended and the results will be revealed soon. The king and Yoon write their scores on papers. Songja rushes to collect them, trying to peek, but Yoon's assistant quickly rolls the papers. Songja then exchanges the papers, and now the results are about to be announced. Everyone waits anxiously. Just as the results are about to be revealed, the episode ends on this tense cliffhanger. The next episode will be out next week. Until then, goodbye. Don't forget to drop a like, share your thoughts in the comments, and hit subscribe if you're new to the channel.